Just remember, all art is subjective. These are just our opinions, for good or for bad.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, what's going on everybody? It's your boy Will and welcome back to another quick review here on the channel. Today I am taking a look at The Marvels. This stars Brie Larson, Iman Vellani, and Teyonah Parris, as well as Samuel L. Jackson and Zawe Ashton, and is directed by Nia DaCosta. This is the, I believe I have this number correctly, this is the 33rd Marvel Studios movie to be released in theaters. That's a lot. But yeah, this is the 33rd one, and of course this is the sequel to not only Captain Marvel, but also the events of WandaVision and to the events of Miss Marvel, the two Disney Plus series that are on Disney Plus that you can go check out right now. This is going to be non-spoiler. I'm not really going to get into the heavy spoilers of the movie itself. However, if that is something that you would be interested in hearing my thoughts on, let me know. I might do a separate video on that, or I will just talk about it in a roundup video or something like that. And if this happens to be your first time checking out one of my videos, hi, my name is Will, and I do geeky stuff on the internet, do reviews and reactions, discussions, some gaming, some drinking. I just like to have fun, and I hope you enjoy watching this video as well. If this happens to be your bag and you're interested in hearing my perspective as a geeky bear on this vast internet, please subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. And without further ado, let's discuss The Marvels. So The Marvels, like I said, is the sequel to Captain Marvel, and we see that Brie Larson has returned as Carol Danvers, aka Captain Marvel, continuing to patrol the galaxy and prevent it from threats. Her, Monica Rambeau, played by Teyonah Parris, and Kamala Khan, played by Iman Vellani, all have very similar power sets. They all have light-based powers, and their powers become entangled with each other when they come in contact with wormhole portal jumps that we've seen in various movies like Guardians of the Galaxy and Avengers Infinity War and Endgame. They become entangled, so every time that one uses their powers at the same time that another one uses their powers, they swap places. And this becomes very integral to the story, as well as to try to stop the machinations of Dar-Benn, who is from the Kree Empire, who is looking to try to take out the things that really mean the most to Carol Danvers, the places that she calls home and the people that she cares about. So it requires all three of our heroes to unite, not only to figure out the confusion of their entangled power, but also to stop Dar-Benn from achieving their goal. It is extremely wacky. It is, honestly, it's fun. It's a fun movie. Is it Marvel's best? No. Is it its worst? No. It's a fun ride, and I enjoyed it. So you've probably heard a lot of different reviews and people talking about the movie and how there are some people that really say it's like the worst thing Marvel put out, or it's very bad, or it's not enjoyable. And then you'll hear the opposite side of the spectrum when people really enjoyed it and really had a fun time watching the movie. But one thing that most people will all agree on is that yes, the story and the pacing are a little bit off when it comes to the movie. The pacing, it is a very short movie. It's probably about 90 minutes, just under 2 hours. It's not a long MCU movie. It's probably one of the shorter movies that they have produced in a very long time. Where the shortcomings of the movie for me personally, with like the pacing of it, the charisma and the quality of the performances of the three main leads completely makes up for that for myself personally. I loved the relationship and the teamwork between Brie Larson, Iman Vellani, and Teyonah Parris' characters. They hold the movie together, and they should, because they are the main three leads in the movie. Their characters play off of each other very well. It's actually pretty damn funny, and I know I say that about other Marvel projects and stuff like that, but some of the good ones, when it comes to comedy, this one I think handles the comedy very well. Like everyone's likable in this movie, very surprisingly. They all get together, and their scenes together just work for me. Like, they were very enjoyable. Like, their character work, the character growth for each of the characters throughout the movie is actually pretty well done. And Iman Vellani's Kamala Khan, I've said this since her series, she is the MVP of this movie. Because her performance in the movie is what really sold the movie for me. It's what I really found the most enjoyment out of. The jokes and the quick wit between the characters was good. It didn't overstay its welcome, and a lot of that probably had to do with the shorter runtime. One downside with the shorter runtime is that some of the more emotional beat moments, like Monica and Carol working out their issues because of some abandonment issues that Monica felt from Carol, they weren't really given time to flesh out and develop as much as I would have liked. They are resolved fairly quickly because there's a lot of stuff going on. Nick Fury in the movie is fine. I had issues with the portrayal of the character in Secret Invasion. You can go watch those reviews if you want. But if you didn't watch Secret Invasion, none of your interpretation of that character would have been tainted whatsoever. The movie is pretty standalone. Like, unlike other entries, you don't necessarily have had to have gone back and fully watch all of WandaVision or all of Miss Marvel or even the first Captain Marvel movie. It helps with certain small notes of characters and things like that. It does make it, at least for myself, a little bit more enjoyable because I have that past experience. However, you can go into this movie and just enjoy it without having to fully understand everybody's complete backstory. Like, you understand the tension between Carol and Monica. They make a point to explain that stuff within flashbacks and different things that happen in the movie. I love the fact that Kamala's family plays a pivotal role in this movie. If you never watched the Miss Marvel series, the family is one of my favorite parts of the series. Just the relationship they have with Kamala and how they are very supportive and there for each other. And that works so well with this movie, and I really did enjoy it. Like most Marvel movies, the villain is sadly the weakest part of the movie. She is portrayed by Zawe Ashton, who I believe is the wife of Tom Hiddleston, who is our Loki, which I will be doing a review for the Loki series because the finale just dropped and I'm going to watch it, and I will talk about that in a separate video. But unfortunately, with a lot of the villains that the MCU has produced over the years, they feel very uninspired. Nothing wrong with the performance, it's just the character. There's not really much there besides I have a maniacal goal that will cause a lot of harm while you think you're doing something good. That sort of deal. There were some very much by the books MCU stuff in the movie, but I still enjoyed it, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing to still enjoy the movie. It's not going to be a transformative movie. It's not necessarily going to completely change the perception of the universe going forward. It does lay some very important groundwork for future events that have already been teased in many other projects. I won't really go in depth to that, but there are some nice little quick cameos from characters that I actually enjoy, and I was happy to be surprised to see them. There is a mid-credit scene. There's only one, which is fine, but it's a pretty big one and it sets up some pretty big characters that will eventually be into the universe. As the movie on its own, without the post-credit scene and stuff, it's fine. It didn't blow me away, which they all don't have to blow me away. God, that sounds dirty the way I say it.
Phrasing?
It was fun. It was actually a lot more quirky and a little bit more like slapsticky than I thought it was going to be, but it surprisingly worked. Especially, there's one scene on a planet with a culture that communicates very interestingly, and I really did enjoy that scene. It was quick, it was funny, it was a break between the action, especially with it being such a fast-paced movie, because like once the movie gets going and once it sets up the concept of the body swapping, it is like really quick, like it goes, and it doesn't slow you down, which is fine. But like I said, some elements do get hurt because of that. And speaking of the body swapping, I think that was like the best part of the movie. It sets up for some really unique action pieces, especially how they're just constantly being swapped all over the universe, and eventually they figure out how to work together. And it's a nice way of getting characters to work together who don't necessarily work well together initially with some purpose. Like, you know, sometimes it's like, if you look at the first Avengers movie, they needed the galvanizing moment of them getting their butts kicked by Loki, Coulson dying to really kind of galvanize them into a team. And even to that point, it was always rocky to a certain extent. With this, with the body swapping, it forced them to figure out each other's strengths and work together and really just kind of get to know each other a little bit better, especially for Kamala, who gets to meet her hero, but also it gets to see a side of her hero that she wasn't necessarily ready to see. And then you have juxtapose that with Monaco, who at that age idolized her Aunt Carol, but because of what happened with her not being there for her mom, not seeing her when she promised she was going to be back. Like, those things I really liked the setup for, but some of them just didn't get time to breathe, and that's probably because of the runtime, which, again, it's quick, it's fun, I had a good time with it, I enjoyed it. It didn't blow me away, but that's totally fine. Not every movie is going to blow me away.
Hey, phrase it!
I just realized I just used the word blow me like 8 times in this video, and this is not even going on any of my other socials. Overall, I enjoyed The Marvels. It's not necessarily top 10 in terms of, like, if I was to rank all of my favorite movies in the MCU, if I was to rank them, we could be talking like in the low teens. Out of 33 movies, that's not a terrible thing, but the character work was enjoyable. The relationship between the characters and their interaction with each other was fun. The body swapping element of the movie, for me, gave it a unique flair that made it much more interesting than your standard outings of some of the previous movies of the past. I wish the villain was a little bit better, but again, at this point, not every villain is going to be Killmonger, or not every villain is going to be like a Hela or Thanos or something like that. You're going to get your Ghost, or you're going to get your Whiplashes and stuff like that. It is what it is. I had fun with it. Didn't feel like I wasted my money. I would probably watch this again more than I would probably watch like the first Captain Marvel movie, or even something like Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I would probably watch this before I watch Quantumania again. It's your call to go check it out. I understand people are getting burnt out on the entire genre. I would go see it. I did go see it. I would suggest going to see it and form your own opinion. But if you want to wait for it, I totally get that as well. You do you. And I respect whatever decision that you make. This is just my opinion. I appreciate you watching this video regardless, but I'm never gonna like 100% crap on somebody's work, because people put a lot of effort into these things. I'm just not a dick about it. I do this stuff for fun. It's your call to go check it out. I would say go check it out, but you do you. Hopefully, if you do check it out, let me know what you thought of the movie in the comments down below. Please be nice about it. Just be nice about it. Don't be mean about it. If you didn't like it, you don't have to comment, but I appreciate you checking out this video. If you did like it, or if it was just middle of the road for you, let me know what you thought about it. And that's cool. We're all cool. Be nice. That is going to do it for this quick review for The Marvels. Let me know any thoughts that you might have. Be nice about it in the comments down below. As always, thank you so much for checking out this and all my videos. I really do appreciate it. Again, if you happen to have been new here, and this was your first time checking out one of my videos, hopefully you enjoyed it. And if you happen to enjoy it and like to see more stuff that I do, subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. It would really help me out. I have a ton of videos on this channel you're more than welcome to check out. I do a lot. Feel free to check them out. You can follow me on a lot of different social media platforms listed at the end of this video. Like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And as always, until next time, I will catch you later. See ya. Hey, thanks for watching this video. If you did like this video, why not give me a thumbs up and share it with your friends? You can subscribe to the channel by clicking on my gorgeous little face right over there. You can follow me on all the various social media platforms right below. And last but certainly not least, if you've got a few extra minutes, why not check out one of the lovely videos floating right over here. Later.